We're going in on this one, boys. Yeah, it's that real this time around. With Operation Harsh Doorstop seemingly getting so much hate, for lack of a better word. It's time someone, besides Blue Drake, set the record straight. And sure, it's just their opinion. I will just be simply pointing out that they are uninformed opinions. What is crack-a-lackin', all my Mil-Simps and casual gamers alike? If you're new around here, do know we give away a Steam key to one of our lucky viewers at the end of the week, every week. There's actually no better time to be a viewer of the channel because we have a plethora of awesome Steam keys to give to you guys. For details on how to enter, just stay tuned till later in the video because we're going to jump right into this one. I can no longer bite my tongue. I wish I had this video out 24, 36, 48 hours ago, but I've been laboring away at the old slave mill trying to keep a little something in the coffers. So if you're watching my video or are a fan of the channel, this Mil-Sim tack shooter niche, then chances are you know Blue Drake 42. He's probably been in this particular niche more than any other creator that I know. And then you have some of my favorites like Karma Cut, Controlled Pairs Gaming. And these guys I kind of grew up with, was introduced to Squad by Karma, and enjoyed CPG's early postscriptum stuff. And 6-7 years ago, there weren't too many other creators in this exact genre. But nowadays, the genre is growing, and so are the creators that cover it. Now, I've also been a fan of BigFry, who really got popular kind of roasting all of the sad attempts of games on Steam. And if you're anything like me and have been into this like niche of tactical gaming, you probably know BigFry too. And then you have the newer heads, guys who have seemingly blew up out of nowhere. For example, if you're watching this, you've probably seen TactiGamer's short channel, Tic-Tacky, bare minimum. I mean, the shorts he was making were huge, but these are the two creators whose video I watched, and realizing that thousands, hundreds of thousands of young, impressionable minds, all who seemingly want more out of their FPS, more tactical, more immersive, more realistic experiences, all of the young minds are being molded by what TactiGamer and BigFry are saying in their videos. So if I could grab just a couple thousand of these minds, just kind of correct the information they may have received. Now, before I get into what they said, their opinions, and exactly how they're uninformed opinions, I do want to make clear that both BigFry and Tacti, well, despite the name, aren't exactly tactical, to say the least. Both of them cover more mainstream titles. Not only cover them, but glorify them, speak their praises. Since I've been watching, I believe both of them have covered every Call of Duty and every Battlefield that have came out. And I get it, and it's probably exactly why they are much, much bigger than me. And granted, that's the game that YouTube is. It's all about following trends. But I think it's very clear to anybody that's watched either of them that they are nowhere near on the tactical, for lack of a better word, level that, say, Karma Cut or CPG is. I mean, no offense, Fry Daddy, but anybody can watch your stream and see that your idea of tactics is calling out the place you last died from. Now, the last thing I want to do is have people think I have some beef or hatred towards either one of these guys, because I don't. I just watched their last video about Operation Harsh Doorstop and thought the least I could do would be to set the record straight for a couple thousand people that actually watch my video. So let's get into it. And before we do know that the reason I know these things is because I spoke to Blue Drake 42 personally, myself, for over an hour. And I actually have the entire interview up. You can check it out right now. It's linked down in a pinned comment. Watch the video, then come back and finish this one. So it's rather evident that BigFry and TactiGamer, now don't get me wrong, there's a few more, but let's just stick with these two guys as they're fresh in my mind. Both of these guys clearly are not following Operation Harsh Doorstop, its synopsis or plan, and more importantly, the reason for releasing in the state it's in. So they're going at this game, both of them, as if it's reviewing any other game, and to do that is unfair. You'll see in my exclusive interview with Blue Drake that for the past year or more, the Drakeling Labs team could have been focusing on little quality of life improvements, things that make the gunplay better, free look, more effects, all these things that flesh out the experience, or even a spawn system like rallies and fobs, or if you play Hell Let Loose, OPs and garrisons. But that is not what the development team has been focusing on recently. What they have been focusing on more than anything else is the implementation of modding. Now, us gamers, most of us really don't understand coding or how games are made at all, but I think most of us know enough. Most of us played Project Reality. Most of us played Battlefield 3 and 4 growing up, and we know, most of us, that these games are a pain in the ass to mod. In fact, not only did it take years, decades to break these things down and make them moddable, but there are some things that are just hard-coded, cannot be modded. So what BigFry and TactiGamer failed to mention in their videos is that an overwhelming amount of energy, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears has gone into making this game moddable by any and all directions. So you can't be BigFry or TactiGamer or any of these other creators and say, oh, you know, it's very bare bones, and then just like gloss it all over with, oh, but the idea is modding. This game's all about modding. Mods are gonna build this game up. And then like that's all you say about modding and keep it pushing on to the next. Oh, the gunplay isn't that great. Like, you're missing the big picture. And as far as journalism goes, you're doing a shite job. A wise man once told me, if you don't know what you're talking about, then don't speak on it. It's as if these guys are just making videos to get it out there, to follow the trend. Ooh, this game released today. I gotta hit the trend. I gotta get the views. But what you're saying is like just some crap you thought up once you hit the record button? Come on, man. They released Operation Harsh Doorstop in this state for a reason. And if you ask me, I think it was by far the right choice. Sure, it sucks. There's no rally system or fobs, garrisons, whatever you want to call them. But you know what? Now we have the opportunity to innovate these systems. And let's be frank, these are systems that have been around for 20 years. If you look at Project Reality or World War II Online, over 20 years, they had player-made spawns. The reason Drakeling Labs spent the overwhelming majority of their time and effort working on the modding capabilities in the long run will prove to be substantially a better idea than fleshing out the gunplay or finishing the spawn system. You see, the idea is that us gamers, us modders, and yes, even you could mod the game, it's easier than you think, don't have to know code, that we shape the future of this game. There'll be 1,000 people working on different spawn systems, and then guess what? We all agree on the best one, and that is what gets implemented into the vanilla game. All of us here know about Project Reality, and if you didn't already know, it took a freaking decade to break that game down and make it as moddable as it is. Why? Because EA, the creators of Battlefield, did not have modding in mind when they made it. Operation Harsh Doorstop, modding is the cornerstone. It's not just, oh, this game has modding. No, this game, more than any other game ever made, has modding at the forefront of its development. And for none of these big creators to go in and elaborate and what this could potentially mean boggles my mind. Y'all are slacking. And I don't know, maybe it's because we're old. I know Blue Drake is up in his 30s, pushing his 40s like me. Is it because we've been around longer that we can see how important modding is? I mean, even you youngins today, take a look at what's most popular now. The Battle Royale. You know that was first created by one sweaty dude in a basement modding a game? When I was young, it was the arena shooter that was popular. Team Fortress was a mod of the original Quake, and then of course later moved over to Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Saying all this to say, it's not just like, oh, modding is responsible for a little bit of what's new in gaming. No, small indie teams and modders, little fat kids in their grandma's basement, are responsible for just about all of innovation in gaming. All of it. If you want to see something new, depend on a modder or a small studio. And I'm not even exaggerating in the slightest. If it was up to these soulless corporations like EA and Activision, they would churn out Assassin's Creed, Call of Duties, all on the same engine with a fresh paint job, like polishing a turd, putting lipstick on a pig, year after year after year after year, until you stop buying it. Billions, trillions of dollars gamers have spent lining the pockets of these corporations, scarfing down sequels of sequels of sequels. All of these games eternally having absolutely nothing new to add to games. Zilch, zero, nada, No innovation. Anyway, I'm out of energy. I think I need a nap, boys. Let's hit down in the comments. Should I change my YouTube name to Old Man Boogie 5? Or hey, we could drop the 5 if I do Old Man. Old Man Boogie. Yeah, guys, no offense to BigFry or Tacti, but I had to freaking say it. And I get it. A lot of these videos I make, I'm just on autopilot. I'm just saying stuff. But this one here, man, I had to set the record straight. No offense. I love you guys, but it must be known. Consider this like a beta release, an alpha release. The whole point of this Steam release was to release the SDK. Think of the game as on the back burner. It's all about releasing the SDK to any and everybody willing to try their hand at modding. That's it. Oh, and personally, there's some impressive stuff here. Like the bullet drop. Get a sniper rifle and shoot at a guy 200-300 meters away. I don't see any creator talking about that either. And how you judge gunplay, turning around a corner and shooting at a guy 20 meters away, just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, let me stop. I almost forgot. Freaking nap time. I could make this video an hour long if I wanted to. Let's give a shout out to the Mil-Simp minions, my channel members, my inspiration. Consider joining the ranks, supporting your boy, supporting the whole Mil-Simp genre, getting these niche games out to the masses. And don't forget, all 3 tiers of membership get double the entry in the Steam Key giveaway every week. We're giving away Project Gunship, Beyond the Wire, Beach Landing 1944, Military Conflict Vietnam, Easy Red, Mud and Blood, Fire and Steel, No Plan B, Rising Front. Speaking of a winner, Mr. Dro, come on down, DM me on Discord and select prize. Congratulations, Dro. There's no better time in my 5 years of doing this to be a viewer, and more importantly, entering in the giveaways. Good luck to everybody out there. Make sure you watch at least the last video of every week. You gotta claim your winnings. I do not track down winners. Yeah, go figure. I make you watch. Alright, boys. See you in the next one. Y'all be good to each other.